Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the version of yourself you've always imagined becoming. She's confident. She's free. She knows what she wants and she goes after it. Now, open your eyes. Because that woman, she is not a fantasy. She is not a distant dream. She is you, waiting to be unleashed. This is your time, your moment, your story, and it starts right now. The world is still quiet. You stand at the edge of a new day, bare feet pressing into cold kitchen tile, a mug warming your hands. The soft hum of the refrigerator, the faint tick of the clock, the first light tracing the window pane. These are the sounds of your life before the world asks anything of you. You move through the morning almost by muscle memory. The gentle clatter of a spoon, the familiar weight of your bag, the list in your mind that never seems to end. You check your phone, answer a message, fold a shirt, tuck a strand of hair behind your ear. It all feels so ordinary, so invisible, as if your dreams are something you have to hide in the quiet spaces between chores and calendars. But there is more to you than this routine. Under the practice calm, there is a pulse, a stubborn ache that says you want more. Not because you are ungrateful, not because you are unfinished, but because you are still becoming. Ambition is not a flaw. Wanting more is not selfish. You are allowed to want, to hunger, to reach beyond what you were told was enough. This story is built from the lives of many women, woven together so no single name or face stands alone. Every detail is true, but no one's privacy is risked. This is a composite, crafted with care and consent so you can see yourself here. You are not alone in this quiet longing. The ache you feel is a sign of life. You are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You are exactly as bold as you need to be. Let that ache be your invitation. The day is waiting for you to step forward. You were taught to say thank you before you ever learned to say want. You were praised for being patient, for waiting your turn, for making do. In classrooms lined with neat rows and tidy rules, girls were handed lessons in quiet: how to sew a straight seam, how to measure flour, how to keep a house and keep your voice small. Early 20th century schools wrote your future in chalk and cursive. Prepare for home, not for the world. Ambition was trimmed to fit the apron, not the boardroom. The textbooks barely mentioned women who dared to lead, to invent, to claim space. If your dreams felt too large, it was only because the room was built too small. But that shame you feel when you want more, that urge to apologize for your hunger, it is not yours. It is a hand-me-down, stitched from generations of rules that served someone else's comfort, not your calling. The voice that whispers you should settle, that you should be grateful for what you have and nothing more, is not your own. It is the echo of a system that was never designed for your rising. You are allowed to want. You are right to want. Ambition is not a selfish act. It is a declaration that you are worthy of becoming. The world has tried to shrink you, but you do not have to shrink for it. Let go of the shame. Let go of the guilt. Desire is not a flaw. It is proof that you are alive, that you are still becoming. The urge for more is not a betrayal of your past, but a promise to your future. You do not owe anyone an apology for wanting to grow. You do not become credible by waiting for someone else to hand you permission. You build it hour by hour, choice by choice. Ambition grows roots in what you practice every single day. There is a method to becoming more than what the world expects, a cycle that never ends. Learn, practice, fail, revise, repeat. Your mentor sees what you could be, not just what you are. She lays out a challenge that feels just out of reach. Not a test, but an invitation to stretch. Try something new. Log the hours, not for anyone else, but for yourself. Each skill you build, each mistake you log becomes proof that you are moving forward. You set your alarm 15 minutes earlier. You read the article, write the draft, run the numbers, volunteer for the project no one else wants. You keep a notebook, what worked, what didn't, what you'll try tomorrow. You fail, you revise, you try again. This is how credibility is earned. Not through luck, not through waiting, through showing up again and again until the first small win arrives, a finished task, a thank you, a new idea that sticks. You are not preparing for someone else's approval. You are preparing for your own arrival. The hardest truth to speak is often the one closest to your own heart. There is a moment, always quieter than you expect, when you realize you can't keep shrinking just to fit someone else's comfort. You sit across the table from someone who matters. The air is thick with what you haven't said. Your pulse hammers. You want to turn away to smooth things over to keep the peace, but you stay. You steady your breath. You say what you need, not to wound, but to be real. The words tumble out, messy, imperfect, but yours. I want more. I need to change. I am not finished becoming. A friend, a partner, a mentor listens. Maybe her eyes widen. Maybe she nods, slow and careful. Maybe she says, I see you. Maybe she says, I've been there. The silence that follows is not emptiness, but space. Room enough for both of you to breathe. One honest conversation can clear years of dust from your life. It does not always fix everything, but it makes room for something new. You do not owe anyone a version of yourself that no longer fits. Honesty is not a threat, it is a gift. When you speak your truth, you give others permission to do the same. The ache loosens. The day feels lighter. This is how you begin again. You are allowed to outgrow the story you once told about yourself. You are not betraying your past when you choose to become something new. The world may whisper that change is a kind of flinching, that reinvention means you were never truly committed. But you know better. You are not inconsistent, you are alive. Living things grow, and growth is proof of courage, not confusion. There is no age limit on becoming. You can pivot at 40, at 50, at 71. You can wake up one morning and decide that the old script no longer fits, that your next chapter needs a new plot. Grace Thompson did just that. After decades spent teaching, after the house grew quiet and the world seemed to shrink, she took the inheritance left by her late husband and poured it into a dream she had barely dared to name. A literacy program for children who had never held a book of their own. One snowstorm, one borrowed snowmobile, one act of boldness at a time, she built something lasting. Today, her program reaches 1,200 students. Her resolve is written in every page they turn. You have the right to evolve. You are not required to explain your transformation or ask permission to change. The past is not a prison. It is a foundation. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you honor the person you were and the person you are becoming. You are allowed to say, I want something different now. You are allowed to begin again. You take the leap. You pitch your idea, hand shaking, heart pounding, knowing the room is full of people waiting to see if you will soar or stumble. The demo burns out in your hands, smoke, silence, the sharp sting of embarrassment. 2 months are lost to redesign. Every day is a test of your resolve. You stare at the whiteboard, sketching new circuits, erasing, starting again. You keep showing up. You keep choosing to try. Failure is not an ending, it is a direction. Each setback is a lesson, not a verdict. You gather your notes, your courage, your team. Series A funding lands $2 million. Not in spite of the failure, but because you refuse to let it stop you. Progress is built on persistence, not perfection. You are not defeated, you are being shaped. This is what resilience looks like in real time. When one woman stands up, the ground shifts. When many women rise together, the world changes. In Rwanda, a single policy, one bold line in the constitution, opened parliament to women. 61% of seats were claimed by women who would not wait their turn. The result? A 26% surge in women-owned businesses across the country. Not a theory. Proof. When women are seen, when they have power, new enterprises follow. Jobs multiply. Communities grow. In every country, the numbers echo. 38% of women who leave corporate jobs start their own ventures. 22% reach 6 figures. 41% will close their doors, but every lesson is fuel for the next step. Even now, women carry 32 hours of unpaid care each week. Still, they build. Still, they push forward. This is what happens when ambition is shared. Your courage is not just your own. It is a force that lifts others. When you claim your freedom, you clear a path for the next woman to walk beside you. You are not selfish for wanting more. You are not reckless for daring to risk. Right now, women who claim their ambition uplift entire communities. That is fact, not hope. Your choice to rise is a ripple that echoes outward. Become the next bold example. The world is watching. Claim your space.